terminating these turkeys. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Billy, and I'm back with another indie game devlog. Today, I'm going to be talking about my game, Turkey Termination 2020. I threw it together in my spare time over the week before Thanksgiving. If you want to check it out, head over to my itch.io page where you can play it. It's all in browser, so you don't have to download anything, and it only takes a few minutes to beat the whole thing. Links to the game are in the description below. Okay, let's get into the development process of Turkey Termination 2020. Similar to my last devlog, this game kind of started out with modeling the main character. I know this might be a weird place to start, but it allows me to see what the game is going to look like in the end. And I modeled this turkey specifically so that all his body parts were separate. I want to animate him inside of Unity just to save a bunch of time and just so that I don't have to rig him up here in 3ds Max. I also modeled the shotgun in the same kind of way. The pump is a separate object, so I could animate that in Unity separately. And I made the shell, so when you shoot, it could fly out of the gun every time you pull the trigger. As for texturing these guys, we did a lazy unwrapping technique, so I pretty much just planar map each body part onto one of these color chips that has a gradient from dark to light. This is a quick and easy way to get some cool shading and flat colors on your low poly models. And as to how I built the texture map, first I wanted to find a color palette, so I came here to coolors.com, explore, and then I typed in fall, I believe. And this is the one I used right here. And then I just brought it into Photoshop and pasted the colors in using my rulers to make sure they were evenly spaced out. And then I just bring in these little gradients over here. They're just gray to white with a 45% opacity, multiply, and it just gives it that dark to light kind of gradient. Once I got the shotgun into Unity, I started animating it. Began with the shoot animation, so there's a big recoil, and then you pump the shotgun. I also have an idle, which is just kind of swaying, and then I have a sprinting, so when you hold shift, you start sprinting, and then this animation plays. Then I get all those animations hooked up to a first-person character controller and get some artificial intelligence on the turkey models. Right now they're not animated, but they're just they're moving to those red dots, and then when they get scared, they sprint to one of the green dots. So I have the turkey prefab open here. I'll walk through the animations first. First there's an idle, where he's just flapping his wings, shaking his feathers, and looking around, opening his beak. We have a walk, where he's just kind of waddling around. I like how much movement there is in this. And then we have a flight. So I got to zoom back for this one. This one is when he gets panicked. He just starts flying away, and that's when he's going to be sprinting towards the panic destination, those green dots. The vertical movement in this animation adds some challenge to actually shooting the turkeys once they enter this panic state because they fly straight up in the air. So now that we have our animations in there, we can see them in action. The turkeys are all walking around, and the one that gets too close to us starts flying. We blasted that one, and here comes this guy, whoa, right over our heads. So it looks like everything is working the way we want it to. Next, I implemented a object pickup system, so I have these orbs, the blue and the yellow. As you can see, it's counting how many we pick up in the bottom left corner there. And when you shoot this turkey, it drops the blue orb, and you go up and pick it up. And that's basically another mechanic for the game. The next step was replacing those orbs with actual models. So my original idea was to have these side dishes hidden in every level, but I scrapped that idea. What didn't get scrapped is the turkey dropping the turkey dinner every time you kill him. So this is pretty much what you need to pick up to progress through the levels. You can also see a timer at the top of the screen. It counts down from 30 right now to 5, and it plays a sound when it gets close to being over, and we have a game over state. You ruined Thanksgiving. Great job. So if you see in the bottom left corner, it's keeping track of side dishes and turkey dinners collected. We failed this because we didn't collect all 5 turkey dinners. If you run that same level back and collect everything, boom, you saved Thanksgiving. Great job. Now that all the game mechanics are in, we can start building levels. So for each level, I kind of started with a fenced-in area. That's just kind of the play area to hold the player in and all the turkeys. We also have a ground plane with some color variation to look like snow, and then we can just start dragging in some models that I created. All the models that I made for this game are available for download for free on my Sketchfab, Myles Jackman 3D over there. I'll open up my Sketchfab page. This is what it'll look like. Go to models, and it's my most recent one, the Turkey Termination 2020 assets. You can click on that, and once it loads up here, you can see it has the barn, the trees, the hay bale, the turkey, the shotgun, turkey dinner. It's all in here, and it's available for free download. Just go here, download 3D model, and get it in FBX so you can use it in Unity easily. This first model is a barn. Next one, I bring in some crates and rotate and scale them to make sure that the duplication is hard to notice when you're actually playing the game. If you're using the same assets, a good technique is to just make sure to translate, rotate, and scale everything to make sure the player won't notice the repetition. And everything that I'm bringing in has colliders on it, and they're all set to static. So later on when we bake the nav mesh, it'll won't allow the turkey to cross through it. We also have some trees that I'm dragging in here, not being too careful or precise with anything right now. So now that we have everything, we'll click play and see how it looks in first person, and it looks pretty cool so far. We can walk around because the ground plane has a collider, and we can check everything out. Next thing we need to do is populate the map with the turkey enemies. I'll just kind of drag them into random places and throw one in the barn for the lulz. I'm not worried about their placement too much. I just don't want them to be right on top of the player when the game starts, so I'll put them in the corners of the map and in the barn where the player can't see them. So here I open up the nav mesh and click bake, and hopefully everything comes through just fine. And as you can see, the nav mesh cuts off spots where there are assets. So the trees and the rocks and the barn, the turkeys and the player can't move through those. And now we start placing our destination dots, and then the green dots are the panic destinations. I usually put these around the corners or the outsides of the map. So now if we click play, you can see the turkeys will move randomly to the red dot destinations, and if they get too close to you, they start flying to the green panic destinations. We can also drag in some cloud models to add more to the atmosphere of the game. And I also have a kind of a skybox type thing where it's just another plane with trees and some barn and rock assets in the background. So when we click play, it looks like we're not just on a floating square, but instead actually in an environment. And here we go. This is similar to what it looks like in the full version of the game. If we turn on our UI, we can hop into the level that we just made on the fly and see if it works. Turkeys are running around, boom, run up, grab the turkey dinner. You see it adds it in the top left there, and we're going. So after building a handful of levels, I decided to make a main menu where we have the turkey kind of walking back and forth over here, and on this side we have the name of the game and some buttons. Click play. When you first play, there's only one level unlocked, but as you actually unlock levels, there'll be 5 levels here. You can click them, it'll load the level, or you can go main menu back. The first level is just a super small area with only 2 turkeys to teach the player how to play. And then you can continue on to the next level and play through the entire game. So now that the main menu is working and we have a working level, the rest of the development is just making multiple levels and making sure all the bugs are cut out of the game. And that's a lot easier said than done, but we did it. If you made it this far in the video, drop a like please. It really helps me out, and maybe consider subscribing. Definitely go check out the game on my itch.io page. Like I said, it's all in browser, super easy to play. Please go check it out and maybe leave a comment on the itch.io page. We already got a couple of people that enjoyed playing it, and you know, that's really motivating, and I really appreciate people taking the time to check out the game. With that said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.